In this video, I'm going to show you how to start your very own YouTube cash cow channel so you can start making money every single month. So if that sounds good, let's begin by dropping a like on this video and let's get started. A cash cow channel is a channel where you don't show your face. The process of creating videos is outsourced and automated. And the ultimate goal of a YouTube cash cow channel is for the monthly revenue to be more than your cost of producing your monthly upload schedule. So let me simplify that. Let's say, for example, that you want to publish 3 videos per week. That means that you're going to be publishing 12 videos per month. Okay, so we have that number in mind. Now, let's say, for example, that it costs you $30 to produce one video. So if we multiply 12 videos per month by $30, that is going to come out to $360. That is how much it's going to cost you to produce 12 videos on your channel. And the ultimate goal is to get your channel to make more than $360, at which point you're going to start breaking even. Now, when your channel starts breaking even, every single video that you're going to add on top of that is going to start producing pure profit, because your costs are fixed, right? 360, but every new video is like a little worker that is working for you 24/7 and bringing in money all the time. And this is the whole idea behind a YouTube cash cow channel. It's a business model, really. You have a team in place, they have their responsibilities, you pay them per videos, fixed, and then your goal is to make sure that you're publishing good videos with good content, good thumbnails, optimized with good thumbnails, so you get more views, you get your channel monetized, and you create this very refined system where you have your videos published, you have the team getting paid, and you're growing your income. And trust me when I say that this is a very lucrative business model, and there are thousands of channels out there who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. And just in a second, I'm gonna show you a couple of examples of YouTube channels that are actually crushing it in this space and that you can replicate for yourself. To get your channel monetized, you will need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours. You will also need to make sure that your content is monetizable. What that basically means is that it is family friendly. So there's no cursing, there's no non-violent scenes, and it's like basically advertiser and people friendly. And then lastly, but the chances are the YouTube Partner Program most likely is in your country, but do check it before you start. So how do you actually make these videos for your YouTube cash cow channel? There are 2 ways to do it. You can either make these videos yourself, right? Which kind of interferes with the whole idea of a YouTube automation business, or you can hire a content production team. But as with anything, there are trade-offs. To have a team in place that produce this content, you need to pay these people money. And if you're just starting out and you don't have a budget, well, you might not be able to pay these people, which means that you can't start this business. Now, your second alternative is to start making these videos yourself, and this very fast becomes a full-time job because you want to post at least 2-3 times a week, and to produce these videos, you need to write a script, you need to make the voiceover, you need to find the videos, publish them, optimize, and so forth. What I recommend you do is you think about it very logically about how much you can invest into this every single month. Let's say that you can invest only $200 into your YouTube cash cow business. Well, then you want to say, okay, I'm going to take on the script writing and the voiceover, but then I don't want to do the video editing. So then you can say, okay, I have $200 to spend on video editing and I want to produce 12 videos. Then you divide 200 by 12, and that is how much you're willing to pay to your video editing guy. So let's actually jump inside of my computer and take a look at a couple of examples of successful cash cow channels. The first one, which I really like the most, is called alux.com. They have 4 million subscribers and their videos get a ton of views. You can see that they get 50, 70, 170,000 views and so forth. They have a very nice branded channel, and you can see that what they do is, let's click for example on this one, is it's a cash cow channel. So it's just videos with text running with different videos, and it's very, very nice. And if you spend roughly 4 hours on the course in a game of golf. You can hear that there's a script, there's a girl reading that text, and it's really, really well done. And then here in the description, they have some links to their other videos, to a book they have, and so forth. Now, a couple of more examples of cash cow channels is jaw-dropping facts. So these guys are doing content about animals. So 14 signs your dog is very happy and healthy. 16 ways to tell your cat 16 ways to tell your cat I love you so they can understand. Very interesting niche. Another one is called Brightside. They have 43 million subscribers, and these guys are doing some really nice. They're really optimized because you can see that their titles are very catchy and their titles are really good. So yeah, this is also a really nice, interesting niche. And another one is Pursuit of Wonder. They have 2 million subscribers, and they make interesting content about kind of science and, you know, how music changes your brain, 3 thought experiments, and so forth. So kind of like science and so yeah, very interesting channel. So now that you understand what is a YouTube cash cow channel, let's talk about how you can actually start one yourself. Number one is you need to pick a niche. You can't just make videos about everything all at once, about this and that. No, you need to pick something and you need to produce content in that one specific niche, whether it's making money online or pets or science or education, whatever it is. You want to pick one thing and you want to stay into that, because that is going to play in the favor of the algorithm. It's a whole other topic of its own, but basically the more content you make in one specific niche, the better you're going to be perceived in the eyes of the algorithm. Number two is you want to decide whether you're going to be making content yourself or you're actually going to hire a team. As I've said earlier in this video, depending on how much budget you have to invest into this, you can decide where you're going to be in the spectrum. If you have a lot more money to invest, you can go the route of hiring the whole team. If you don't have so much money to invest, then you can go the hybrid version. But if you don't have any money to spend, then you will need to create the videos yourself until you're able to monetize your channel and start bringing in some revenue. But the best part about it is that once your channel does get monetized and it does start bringing in money, you can actually reinvest that money to hire people and start free up your time. This is why I think YouTube Cash Cow channel is one of the best ideas for a beginner, because you put your energy and effort in first, the money will start coming in if you do everything right, and then you can reinvest, start to free up your time and really start growing that business. The third thing is setting up your workflow, so making sure that your videos get delivered on time every single week. And the fourth thing is having an upload schedule. So you want to choose how many times per week you upload, which days it is, what time it is, and you want to stick to that schedule and be consistent with it. Because once again, you want to play to the biases of the algorithm, and the little secret is that the algorithm prefers consistency. So now let's actually dive a little bit more into each of these criteria. So number one is the channel idea. There are a couple of criteria that I recommend you follow. First is the potential views. So when you're going to be choosing your niche, you want to look at other channels in that space and see, okay, how are they doing? Do they have a lot of subscribers? How many views do they get per videos on average? You know, just figuring out, okay, is there a demand for what I want to create? If you want to go for a niche that has, that is too specific and that doesn't have much viewership, well, you really won't be able to make it work. And what I recommend you do is you sign up to vidiq.com and you start searching for the keywords that you're interested in. So let's say, for example, that you want to create a channel in the crypto space. So crypto is actually a good idea because the overall score here is high. And the way this score is created is it divides, or it kind of measures the search volume against the competition. So although there is medium competition, because the search volume is so high, this is actually a good niche to get into. But for example, if you want to do something like I did, which is yoga, it is not that great of an idea, because although the search volume is high, the competition is way too high. So make sure that you use vidIQ to check your different keywords and not make the mistake of getting into the wrong niche. The second criteria to consider when choosing a channel niche is the CPM. So the CPM is how much you're going to be paid for 1,000 views. So for example, on my channel, the CPM is 55 euros, which is really high. But for example, if you're going to be making videos about, let's say, pranks or, compilations, then you might get a CPM of $1 or even less. So if you get 1 million views, you're only going to make $1,000 with a CPM of $1. However, in order for me to make $1,000, I need to actually only get 41,000 views. The CPM is different in every niche, and it also fluctuates during the year. Usually during the Christmas time, your ad revenue is going to go up, while, during summer, it might actually go down. But it all depends, and I encourage you to research what is the CPM of the niche that you want to get into. And the third criteria when choosing a niche is you want to think how reliable this niche is going to be over the next 2-3 years. So you don't want to get into something very volatile that might be trending right now, but then it might have a very significant drop. You want to get into something that, can be sustainable and can actually grow over time. This might be quite controversial, but for example, my opinion, the niche NFT is not that sustainable, because if you look at the Google Trends graph right here, it kind of blew up, it spiked here this winter, but now it is low right here. We don't know whether it's gonna go back up, if there's going to be another hype or trend for NFT, it might. But what this means for us, for YouTube automation channels, is that you might have got a lot of views and made a lot of money here, but your CPMs and your views are probably at very low right now. So this is not sustainable. However, if you search for something like how to make money online, then this is actually quite sustainable. You can see it is hovering at, all the time at the same level. Now, the second step in creating your YouTube cash cow channel is hiring people. So whether you do it from the beginning or whether you work yourself first and then you hire, eventually the goal is to have a system or people in place that create these videos and you get them published. So there are different freelance platforms where you can look for freelancers. So Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, Online Jobs PH, and PHP Jobs. If you're just starting out, you want to probably go with Fiverr because it's kind of faster and easier and it's cheaper. But if you want to go for more quality, if you want to have people kind of more working long-term for you, then I would recommend Upwork because it's a little bit kind of higher quality and people are more reliable there. And one question I heard people ask is, okay, well, if these freelancers are going to be doing this job for you, why would they not just create a channel themselves? And it's a good question, but if you think about it, you have a process which requires 4 different elements: script writing, voiceover, video editing, and thumbnail. And each of this process has one person in place. Well, if this person is good at this thing, it's not necessarily that he is good at the other things, and vice versa. But if you have created a system where one person communicates with the next and then the next and then the next, then they're all working with you to create these videos. The third step in creating your cash cow channel is your workflow. So once you've hired all these people, it's going to become a mess because they're each going to be communicating, asking questions. You need to set the deadlines and you need to create a workflow. So it's like a continuous river that produces results. And the way you do this is with project management software such as Trello, Asana, Monday.com, or Rike. Me personally, I've used Trello in the past, and this is something that I use right now as well. And what you can do is you can have different columns for each stage of the process. Let's say, for example, that you're going to come up with the video ideas and they're going to begin in the first column. Then your script writer, for example, is going to take that card and create a script for it. Then he's going to move it into the next column. And the fourth step of creating your YouTube cash cow channel is your upload schedule. So it's very important for YouTube to decide how many times per week you're going to be uploading, which days and at what time. And you want to be consistent. Once you have that schedule and once you start doing it, you want to continuously do it week in and week out. And a couple of tips here, you want to upload frequently. So I recommend uploading at least 3 times per week. And then you want to let your audience know what to expect. And you and I both have a couple of channels that we follow and that we know which days they're uploads. And so we expect them. Oh, and by the way, do you remember that bonus I promised you in the beginning of this video? Well, I have a video about the top 5 highest CPM niches on YouTube. So just click this video to learn more.